All right, what's going on, guys? No Pioneer Sport Cards. First of all, I want to say thank you for being patient with me in the making of this video. I had an entire 10-minute video made, edited, ready to upload, but I just felt the quality was not satisfactory to what I uphold to myself and what I want to explain to you guys. So I'm going ahead and I'm redoing the entire video starting now. If you clicked on this looking for the short answer, if they're real or fake, my answer to you is it depends on your view of what you deem to be real and fake. I know that's not a great, explanation, but we're going to jump into it right now. All right, so I first found these cards from this message on Discord. Shout out to the Discord group. They're fantastic. Here you kind of see the Fire Kicker bringing up this question about these cards he found on eBay. They're not supposed to be from Sapphire. Weirdly colored and not serial numbered. This is the one-of-one Padparadscha design if you don't know. And then it kind of just questioned the legitimacy and showed some of the other cards they had listed for sale. Then you kind of see we have some discussions at the time of what people thought these were. This went really under the radar in this Discord, so there wasn't that many messages about it. Going down, we have the first potential signs that they could be real. Mastodon says the account says from Italy. There's a slimmest chance they aren't fakes, but production proofs that were supposed to be destroyed / used as replacements. Then a message afterwards where I have the messages that I'm going to go and show myself from when I messaged the seller of what they said the cards are. But more or less, they say that they're probably test cards and they got them from a merchant who buys leftover product from distribution warehouses. And so that's the first kind of little bit. As you see, the conversation comes and goes, whatever. So following those messages, I jumped on over to eBay Italy to check these cards out for myself. It was very, very hard to find, honestly. I couldn't find them on the US site, but as you can see, these are the photos from the original listing. This video was from that first video that I said in the beginning, so I took out the audio. But as you can see, I'm kind of just talking about how no serial number, but I found it really odd that if these were fakes, just how nice the quality looked. And also why they would even be faking one-of-ones in the first place, because it's pretty obvious to tell that they aren't real without the serial number. Then the second thing that really jumped out to my eye when I was doing this whole thing was the seller themselves. Now, this seller himself, what made me catch my eye about him is that he has a 1200 perfect feedback rating on eBay. And for those who do eBay, they know how impressive and how difficult that can be to achieve. So I know the seller means what he says, and there's not anything that he would want to do to ruin that feedback, because I know that takes many, many, many years to get that feedback. So those are my first two things I spotted with them. And following those potential stories about them potentially being artist proofs or cards for replacements, I decided that I was going to go ahead and bite the bullets. So I went ahead and I bought, at the time, I believe it was 12 cards. Some of them for myself, some of them for some other friends. And during this time, I had pretty low expectations, but I got a slightly encouraging message from a Discord user. I'm going to block out his name because I don't want to get them involved whatsoever in this. But basically, he sent me a message saying, hey, did you potentially buy those cards? And then he sent me the following video before I got him in. And as you see, this is what he says. He's absolutely chuffed with them. He said they looked absolutely authentic and they looked amazing. And they certainly came from the Topps factory. So at this point in the timeline, all I could do was wait for my cards. It took a long customs battle with FedEx. They were not too thrilled with me trying to move cards into the US, I guess. But eventually, they did finally arrive to me. All right, so it is January 4th. After a long, hard-fought customs battle with FedEx, which I despise with a passion, finally arrived. I have all the packaging. It took me about 4 minutes to unpackage on camera, so I just edited it out and just made a cut here just to start here. But we have our cards here, which, and I have, as you can see, this icon on the back so we can compare how they look. So first look reaction to these cards. Let's see. Oh, those are stunning in person. Wow, these look phenomenal. These have to, is tops quality for 100%. Like if we're gonna go here with these, wow is all I can really say. These look stunning is really the only word I can use to describe how these look in person. So after I got these cards in, I decided my course of action that I was going to do was make a video kind of talking about these and go that route. I was taking my time with that, formulating it, but that did not was able to happen as that Facebook post was made about these, and then the Queen Hannah She Collects Cards posted on her Instagram to really kick drive the conversation about this. Now, at this point, I thought that I should step up to show that I have some, because I think it's ultimately the right thing to do in the situation and to give the experiences that I've had with these, as I feel I'm one of the most qualified people to talk about them, considering I did buy them and I do have them in person. So that's why I decided to do that. And over the course of yesterday and today, things have been crazy for me. I've gotten so many direct messages, some of them good, some of them pretty rude to me, but that's not the point. But yeah, lots and lots of crazy opinions on these for what they could potentially be. One person who did help me, I will thank, was Scott James from the Facebook group. So shout out to Scott for helping me out with this one, even though he didn't really know he was. But anyways, he is on the side of them being fake, which I'm gonna say is perfectly fine to choose whichever side you want. I do have the cards, I don't necessarily have the biggest horse in this race. I want whatever to come out, come out. He has a better contact than I do and reached out directly to Topps. And in his words himself, he says, Topps is already aware of this. They've been in communication with the grading companies. Most likely an employee from Italy backdoored them. And the important thing from this message is that Topps doesn't deny they're fake, and they said they're going to address a backdoor. A backdoor means the cards were made by Topps and taken from the facility by somebody else. So if you are of the camp that these cards, in order for them to be real, has to just be made by Topps, there's your answer right there. These cards are real for you and your definition. For those who are of the opinion that cards need to be in the factory set, then these cards are not real by that definition. Now, to end, I wanted to share a few things about these cards that were kind of miscellaneous, that didn't quite fit into any specific point so far to talk about. The first was this funny thing I saw where somebody put a bounty on the 1/1 Ferrari logo at $25,000, which quite amused me. But the main issue I'm seeing from people, which are, I'm going to also clarify, these are perfectly valid reasons. I'm not hating on any of these reasons. Some of the reasons why these cards are bad and why they should be torn or burnt on the fire. The first one being is that these were cards that were not meant for the general public. These cards can potentially hurt the values of the trues, knowing that these potentially exist. And the number one reason that I've seen from people talking to me and to others why they don't like these cards out there is for the potential of people to go and serial number these and try to pass them off as true 1/1s. First thing on this, it can be done. I'm not going to deny that I've seen this happen few things, caveats to this that I wanted to quickly add. One, it is somewhat difficult to do that process. Not that it can't be done, but the font is oftentimes not correct, and it is very difficult for that. And then the second thing for that is I myself am charting where every single one of these cards ends up going. So in the event of something like that happening, you know where that card came from and who is responsible for that and that potential risk. So putting those out there and those reasons, perfectly reasonable reasons why people don't like them. Now going to some of the reasons why people do like these and are in support of them. Number one is that for a lot of people, and including myself into this is the only way that for a general collector we would have the chance of dreaming of having a card that is like the one of one. These aren't true by any means, and I call them the faux Padparadzschas because they aren't real, but they are virtually identical in every way except the serial number. And for me, that is okay that they aren't the true one of ones, because these are as close as I'll get, and I am perfectly happy with not owning them. But yeah, lots of other things. It's history. This set is known to be an absolute train wreck when it comes to all the different issues. Stuff like the 70th Superfractors having two of them, or let's see, there not being Gold Wave track tags in there. They're not being Superfractor track tags. And I'm also going to go back and clarify there's been one Gold Wave track tag that has been seen. So not that there hasn't been, but this set has been a disaster from the start. So this ultimately coming out is not a shock to me. It's kind of amusing that this set that I thought couldn't get any more of a dumpster fire when it comes to craziness just added more to the top of that. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, because I'm sure I forgot stuff as I'm trying to get this video out in a somewhat rush, please drop questions in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my ability, as much as I can. I can also make a follow-up in the near future with other things that I potentially have left out of this. But I do appreciate you guys sticking around to hear this whole side. Let me know if you're in support of these, if you hate these, what your opinion is on these. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Bye.